Hi everybody, welcome to Stampers Club. I'm Karen Trelfa, and today I have an extremely colorful card for you, right? I mean, come on, isn't that just adorable, right? Lots going on there with those flowers, but you're gonna love it. So let me show you what we're using today. So today I used the Unbounded Beauty Suite. It's a mega suite in the catalog. If you haven't seen the new catalog, let me know. I'd be happy to send you one. This is for 2024. But it comes with, the mega suite is 2 bundles. So it has a beautiful verse bundle. Love that there's multiple fonts and these labels. Oh my gosh, these are just like, there's like such a nice variety of labels. This is like a stamp room stash right there. And then the Flowers of Beauty has like things to cut out the images, but it also has these other element pieces. So those are also kind of fun too, right? All right, so let's see, what do we have here? Let's set this aside so we can get started. Let me show you how I made it. So I started with a half a sheet of Summer Splash. This is one of the new in colors. In fact, this whole suite kind of revolves around the in colors, the designer paper, glimmer paper, 2 different types of embellishments, some matte dots and some shimmer gems too. So I just scored that at 4 1/4. And I do have a bone folder here. There it is. All right, so we got a little bit of a bone folder going on here. Get that. I'm gonna do the flip side too. All right, and then I added some basic white paper. Let me zoom this in a little bit so you can really see what I'm doing here. There we go. So then I did some basic white, which I've already pre-embossed with the Painted Textures embossing folder. This is just a nice subtle background. This is one of those folders that you can get tons and tons and tons of use out. It is, by the way, currently shown in our online exclusive section at Stampin' Up, which you can find through my link. You can grab through the link and go to stampersclub.com and click on the shop now link, and then you want to use the online exclusive is what you're looking for, and it's displayed there, so if you need to find it. All right, so I just used some of that lovely designer paper that I'm going to add onto some Pretty in Pink cardstock. This is an old in color from way back when that they brought back. So it's a little bit different there. All right. And then this whole thing I'm going to add onto my card base. I love that our colors coordinate like this, right? That's one nice thing about Stampin' Up is they definitely keep things coordinating. All right, so then as an additional little background piece, I have some basic white, which I've die cut with the Everyday Details. I'm really in love with this die set. It has both rectangles and circles, but I love these little dots around it. Gives it just a little bit more interest, right? And I'm layering that up on some Summer Splash cardstock, and then you get this little peekaboo of color through the little holes. Isn't that cute? This I'm going to put on dimensionals, aka Stamp Room Diamonds. I know. Diamonds are, well, you know, dimensionals are a girl's best friend. That's just, I'm just going to have to say that. We're going to pop that up for our little focal point there. Okay. Then I'm going to start with a couple of the element dies that I've already got them die cut out for you. So this I die cut out in Pretty in Peacock cardstock, and then this one is just in basic white cardstock. Let me grab my silicone mat here. Okay, so I don't want glue everywhere. I just want the glue to stick to the paper. So when you do this, it kind of like doesn't really get everywhere else, even though this one kind of did a little bit, but kind of helps. All right, and I'm going to just put this down. I'm going to cut part of this off. I don't want this whole stem. I'm going to cut these stems off. They're a little too long. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. All right, and then I'm going to add the white right over the top of it. There's enough glue on there for me to not have to do too much more. There we go. There's plenty of glue in there because we're going to add some dimensionals over the top of this anyway. And that's what I like about these die sets is you just have these beautiful elements. I mean, my goodness, you could easily just add a little ribbon right here and be done. You wouldn't even need to do any additional work. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of how this stamp set works. So I'm going to get some Summer Splash because this is a two-step stamp. Okay, so this is a two-step stamp. So you're going to end up with the two images that really, whoops, almost look alike, right? But really what it is one is an outline. It's kind of hard to see on a photopolymer, but one's got like an outline and the other one are more solid. So that's actually like the filler on the inside. I'm going to need some scrap paper here too, or some grid paper here too. All right, so on my Summer Splash, on the outline, we're going to ink that up. Let's get that out of my way. It's in under my elbow. We're going to ink that one up, and we're just going to give it a little bloop. You'll see what I'm talking about here. See, oh, it's just like an outline. It's kind of like, yeah, you know, what is that? Well, I guess they're kind of like leaves, right? But when I'm going to use the same color. Now, I know you're thinking, okay, so what's the point of having two of the same color? They're just going to kind of bleed together. Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to take some ink off. We are going to stamp off one time, and then we're going to go right back over those leaves. Let me line that up there. And you're going to see that you get like a shading. So you have this like a high and a low. I know it's hard to see on here, but you get it. See how this filled it in a little bit? So you have like some highs and some lows. Then for the other flowers, we're going to use, let me get this out of the way so I don't wear it. Pretty in Pink matches our paper. And I don't think I stamped that off. Yes, I did. Okay, so again, I want this a little bit light. So do I want to do that? No, I want to do it straight up. I was wrong. All right, so we want to do Pretty in Pink. Little, I mean, doesn't that just look like amazing? Those look like flowers, right? Right? I mean, I see flowers. Do you see flowers? Kind of, sort of. Well, here's how you really make them look like flowers. You add the second stamp, the two-step. And we're going to use Petunia Pop. And let's get this in the right direction. And this goes right over. So that's why it's two-step. You have an outer and an inner. The other one was an outline and a filler. This is like a whole filler, and then the detail goes on top. So now we have flowers. Pretty in Pink and Petunia Pop. I know I'm going to wear ink if I don't get this out of my way. All right, so let me get the little boss. You know who the little boss is, right? Not your kids. Well, they are, but not in your stamp room. You're the boss. So for the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machines, a lot of words. So we're just going to use the base plate, a clear stamp, the paper, the die goes right over the top of it. Now I'm usually pretty good at just leaving it there, but if you want to use a little washi tape or some double stick tape, that'll work too. It'll hold it in its place, but I'm usually pretty good at getting it down there. Not always, but sometimes. And we're going to crank that through. And we get our lovely little leaves. Isn't that gorgeous? Get rid of my little pieces. And then I'm going to grab the other die and line those up. Sometimes if your die is like bouncing or not, just bend it a little bit. It's okay to give these a little bit of a tweak every now and then. They tend to curl up a little bit once you go through the machine. So sometimes you just kind of got to give it a little, hey, get back in shape, you know? Kind of like we do with our husbands sometimes, you know? Give them a little reminder, this is not your place. There we go. I think I'm good there. Put my top plate on there. Yep. And push that through. Now this one is a little bit different because it actually gives you these little flowers all in little pieces. Look at that. It just gives you all these little pieces over there. But that's not how I want to use it. So I want to take these, and I want these 3 little ones on top. I'm going to use mini dimensionals if I can find them. Oh, on the floor. How about that? On the floor. All right, so I got a little mini dimensional there. These minis were the best invention ever. And I'm just going to add them, oh, maybe right here. Oh, yeah, I want to go a little higher, but right there. And then I'll get my little singular one. We're going to put him right here. And this little trio, oh, I got the top, but not the dimensional itself. That's funny. And let's put these, I don't know, right about here. And get one more. And we'll go right about here. We're just spattering them along. And got one more here. Whoops. And we're going to just kind of pop that one down there. So we got this little leaf spray with our pretty little flowers all over it, right? I don't even need this one here, so we're just going to kind of put that there. I didn't want that many flowers. Get my scraps out of here. Maybe. Distracting. They're distracting. All right. Bring my card back in. And this whole thing, I want to add a couple of dimensionals to it also. You don't have to do too many. Maybe 3 or 4. It'll hold it on there. All right. And we're going to put that right over the top of those 2 little elements. I'm going to do right about maybe there. I want that a little more like that. Those dimensionals are going to help hold some of that stuff into place if you had it where it was a little bit poppy up. I normally use liquid glue, but I know a lot of people don't like liquid glue, but you know, it is what it is. And then, you know, we're going to add a little ribbon, but can believe it or not, I'm not going to do a whole full bow. I'm just going to do a knot. So whenever you guys have a problem making bows, but you like the look and the feel that the ribbon gives a card, do this instead. Just give it a little bit of a knot. Those I'm sure you can make. I have confidence in all of you. That goes. And this is pretty in pink ribbon. And this is what I really like about Stampin' Up! Is it really does, everything coordinates. Their designers are so good at making sure everything matches. Their color selection coordinates with each other. Perfect, perfect supply house to have all of your, I have everything Stampin' Up!, of course, right? All right, last but not least, we want to get our little bit of a greeting on here. I'm going to come back in with some pretty in pink paper and Petunia Pop ink. And of course I stamped it upside down, but you know, that's okay. We're gonna die cut that out. So I'm gonna grab this die. Now this is, you're gonna be a little surprised when I cut this out. Okay? So it's gonna be, you're gonna go, what the? Well, you know, you're gonna see a little trick here for these dies. I was a little surprised when I got them, the way they worked. I'm expecting, what you're expecting, I'm sure, is that this is going to be this shape, which it is. It's going to cut that shape. But when I first used this set, it was like, whoa, not what I expected. All right, so we've got our piece there. Here's where you're not going to expect it. That is not this shape, right? Right? That's not, it's upside down, but that is not this shape. There's more. All right, well, let's get a piercing tool. Oh, I don't have the point on there. And let's get this out, because now it's like, okay, well, I want that shape. I want this shape. Well, here's the little trick to make sure that you are still able to keep those together. So I'm going to flip this over and flip that one over. And I'm going to line them back up together. Maybe. I think I had too much coffee today. My hands are like shaky. All right. Then, dimensionals. I'm going to put a little dimensional on the two sides. You could use minis. But that keeps it so that they are held taut. Now I have the shape that I was looking for. And on the one side on this card, I actually double stacked this one dimensional. You'll see why in a moment. This piece is on a dimensional, so this has a little bit of a layer here already. So I'm going to double stack. I'm going to unstick. I'm going to double stack the side here because I want it to hang off and I want it to be flat. So I'm going to put that right there. And then now it's the same level because this one already has a dimensional under it. So a single on this side and a double on that side. And voila, one, you're a true blessing card. All of you viewers out there, you are true blessings. I love that you stop by and watch my videos. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button below so that you continue to get the types of videos that you want to see. And of course, if you want to know the detailed cutting instructions for this card, hop on over to my blog, and that link is also below. It's or if you can't find the link, then it's stampersclub.com, and this is the Flowers of Beauty card. So isn't that just beautiful? Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with me today. I hope that you were able to craft along. I love hearing comments, so make sure that you give me some comments and let me know whether or not you like this card or have one of your own that you'd like to share. If you have something you'd like to share, pop on over to my Facebook page, which is Stampers Club on Facebook, and go ahead and share some of your images. I'm always asking for you guys to comment on stuff and give me your take on the same stamp set. But you guys have a stamp happy weekend, and I will see you later. Bye.